the Ten Tails, which was fused with Kaguya. There's a couple things here. First of all, do you think they sealed Kaguya? Just yes or no. I'll just ask it as basic as that.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. Do you think they sealed Kaguya with the Ten Tails, as in Kaguya fused with the Ten Tails, or do you think they like sealed Kaguya inside the Ten Tails, like a Jinchuriki?
More like the second, but I'm just of the belief it's not that Kaguya's in the Ten Tails. Kaguya is the Ten
Okay,
Tails.
that would be more like the first, it sounds like. So they sealed.
What was the first again?
The first was sealing both Kaguya and the Ten Tails because they're merged or fused together.
Well, okay, now I see why I was getting confused with it. It's that they sealed the Divine Tree in the Kaguya because they're fused together into what is the Ten Tails.
I'm talking about in the manga.
It's not that she's fused. Yes, in the manga.
Okay.
She's not. Okay, I guess.
And I'm talking about Hagoromo and Hamura, not Team 7.
Yes, but I know, but like in the manga, especially with the data books explanation, the Ten Tails is Kaguya merged with Divine Tree. It's not that Kaguya is merged with the Ten Tails, it's that she's merged with the tree. And that's what the Ten Tails is.
Okay. Okay, so they sealed the Ten Tails, not Kaguya or the Divine Tree.
Yeah, they sealed the Ten Tails
merged of
that is
them.
Kaguya and the Divine Tree.
Yeah, so the transformed version, basically. Yeah, okay. Well, the diverted version, I guess I should say. But...
So, like, you know, like Kisame Samehara shark form, that's the Ten Tails, whereas Kisame's Kaguya, Samehara's the Divine Tree. One way to look at it.
Do we see the panel where Hagoromo and Hamura seal the Ten Tails? I don't think we do.
You see them fighting? Let me double check. You might see them doing the hand thing at some point. Like maybe when Kaguya is getting sealed, they might do a flashback to when Hagoromo and Hamura did it. It's the first place I'm thinking.
I'm double checking too. So, Ninja Stone Tablet.
690s that show.
Well, I mean, it's very much
okay. You get them from a.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
It's.
So you get this here.
First of all, it's emphasizing Kaguya's Rene Sharingan on her forehead, which is interesting.
Closing.
And then I think it shows the Ten Tails with the Rene Sharingan. At some point.
In the manga, you just see the black and white of Hagoromo and Hamura in the same position as Naruto and Sasuke from a first-person point of view, where we know they were sealing the Ten Tails, so that's like saying, basically, Kaguya as the Ten Tails looking at them. What that would be like.
Yeah. Okay, this chapter. So you got the thing there. Okay. So.
But you might get another image like that somewhere.
I feel like we would have to.
You definitely do in the anime, obviously.
Yeah. But... I just want to double check. Get a 680 and then 681.
It doesn't seem like they have it anywhere later on, so maybe it's like when Obito's explaining it. But I don't think you don't see that because this is what. See, it doesn't make sense because, like, the scene that I sent of Kaguya seeing that, it's like the way it went down is when they battled the Ten Tails, Hagoromo sealed it in himself, not the Chibaku Tensei. He did the Chibaku Tensei at some point later on when he's gonna die. So it wouldn't be like this isn't canon. Like, she wouldn't be seeing young Hamura and Hagoromo here. She'd be seeing a really old man version of him.
Yeah. So, okay. So we just don't see them seal the Tin Tails. What I was gonna be looking for is the Sun and Moon seal and what that does to the Tin Tails in the manga. If that does the Chibaku Tensei, if that closes the
Okay.
Rinne Sharingan eye of the Tin Tails itself, considering it closes like
Yeah, you don't
Kaguya's
see that,
forehead
sadly.
eye. Like, do you think it
It should
did
be
do
in there, I
that?
agree, it's not.
Uh, no, I just
I
don't show
assume
it.
so, just because they're doing it here. It seems like the point is it's sealing her Rene Sharingan so she can't, like, teleport away or do anything
I mean, I'm gonna double
to
check
escape.
where Hagoromo's talking to the five Kage. So I feel like that's where we see it in the anime, at least.
Yeah, that's when he has well, no, actually, that's the Intra Ashura flashback.
Oh,
The,
yeah.
Hakurumbo part is when Setsu is explaining Kaguya's story when she's crying and stuff.
I want to double check anyway, just see what they do in the manga there. Problem is I have to find it throughout all this Kaguya fight stuff.
It's mostly off screen. He just says, I think it's chapter 685,
686.
maybe?
686.
686, okay.
Talking. Well,
It's mostly off screen, though.
yeah. And then we're in the gravity dimension. Rin saving him. Okay, so what does he say in at least 686 here? Oh no, we don't have much time either, so I ask you to do as I say. So they're just gonna summon him back. He doesn't
Yeah.
explain squat. He just says Indra and Ajra.
It's all off screen, yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, that's annoying. So, okay. I mean, what do you think the manga interpretation for you is? Do they do the Chibaku Tensei? Does the eye of the Rene Sharingan on the Tin Tails close?
I assume so because if the jutsu's sealing away their chakra, as well as like dojutsu and abilities and stuff, that's why it does it to Kaguya. She just do it to the Tentils anyway, even though the Tentils isn't gonna do like the teleportation stuff. Like if they did this to Pain, I think it would close his eyes.
Like his normal Rinnegan and his
His
like two
Rinnegan.
sockets?
Yeah, I think it would just close them
Okay.
because
Well,
they're
first of
dojutsu.
all, I don't think it's like
Granted,
closing the
it doesn't seem like
eyelid.
Kaguya's Byakugan did that, so maybe
No,
it's only
yeah.
Rene things.
Well, first of all, I don't think it's literally closing the eye. I think it's similar to the Mangekyo Sharingan losing its light. I think it literally is casting like a dark shadow over the eye to where it's like blind. Not blind, but sealed.
Well, it's definitely not dark. Yeah, it's sealing it away. It's like covering it with the door.
But I don't think there's actually like a physical thing there that's like covering over top of it.
Hmm.
Because like hypothetically, if you dug around Kaguya's skull to retrieve the eye from beneath that door, I think the eye would be blind. So I think
Okay,
it's
I have
not
a
a
funny
door.
interpretation.
Yeah.
Since it's white, do you think that's like Kimimaru's bone layer ability, where it's like just Hakuruma's making a layer of bone over the eye so she can't see with it?
That's funny. But no, I think that's just the sun and moon seal, obviously.
Yeah. Oh, that's boring.
Yeah.
Well, that looks like this. Interestingly, that's the sun seal going on her eye, if anything, because it's like Naruto's hand symbol.
Which
So where does the
chapter
moon seal go? And
which
why?
chapter is
So
that?
is it actually blinding her with light because it's the sun seal?
Well, see, I was gonna say this is closer to my interpretation of what Sasuke should have done with Amaterasu to Ishiki. Just hit him in the eye with it. Blind him. Not from the heat, but from the darkness.
Literally, the cultist jutsu Sasuke never did.
Everyone go check out that video. Let's see. What chapter is it going to be? 689 maybe? 690? 689 at the bottom.
690 is when her eye gets covered.
Okay. Yeah, because it
Pretty
ends
early.
with the punch. I can't believe this is the last 10 chapters. That's insane.
I know, dude. It's you could tell, bro, that he had to rush through this to end for 700. Like he was not set up to end there.
Mm-hmm. So okay, I see what you're saying with the white thing going over top. The thing is, well, okay. This is different from how it looks in the anime. Because what it looks like here, it's not that the moon is coming from the right. It's that the eye itself is like rotating to the side.
It kind of looks that way. I agree, but that doesn't make sense with how it looks from the white thing's perspective either. So it's weird. But because especially if you look at the top left, the top one, top left panel where it says I, the originator of chakra, that doesn't look like a rotation. It looks like it's sliding left to right.
Yeah.
But then the next two look a little bit more like a rotation. So maybe the eye's just turning around backwards.
Oh, well, it's not
and
turning around backwards because it would be like in the middle. Like it literally the eye is out of place, which is the problem. It's like the black part isn't the moon seal. It's literally like the eye socket, like an empty eye socket. The eye is like moving closer to her
and then
ear.
the last panel also isn't centered. It's weird.
Well, okay. Technically, here in the manga, we are seeing Hagoromo and Hamura sealing.
Oh, because you see the moon with the crescent shape next to it.
Maybe that's what Kaguya's
maybe that's what's happening.
So okay, that's funny. So, do you think this is her as the Ten Tails? So are they like touching the Ten Tails' eyelid when they're doing this?
Or yeah, because like especially if you look at the Buddha statue, you have the sun on the left, the moon on the right. Now if you look at this Kaguya eye, you've got the white sun and the black moon, just like the Buddha statue picture, in the same shape, touching each other. Yeah. So it's almost like those two are covering the eye. If you look at it from that perspective, because it's getting bigger and bigger, both of them. If you look, the first one, so the moon's moving right to left and getting bigger, the sun left to right getting bigger. So I don't think it's rotating the eye. That's because the black thing is moving over it too. That's what's happening. Okay, that's interesting. So it's just the sun and moon seal are sealing her eye right over it.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Oh, how does it look in the anime when this happens?
Guess I'll pull it up. Let's see, what episode is this going to be? Like 470?
Do you know an episode off the top of your head?
It's going to be around 470.
I'm going to try 474. See what that does.
472. Okay, probably closer to 474, yeah. 474 might be Revolution.
This looks like it's...
Or, oh, no, it's going to be when they're
back.
No.
Okay, this will be... Wow, that was a good-ass guess. Okay, yeah, it's happening here. I just clicked to it. Yo, oh my god, dude. We should have just used the anime to begin with, because the anime makes it crystal clear what's happening, and it's exactly what we just said.
Yeah. Well, no, because I remembered it from the anime. I was curious what they were doing in the manga, what it looked like. So is it going to be towards...
Yeah, I didn't remember it from the anime. I'm glad I figured it out from the manga, which is way more confusing.
What's the timestamp? So I'm not showing too much of it.
Sorry. 1 second. 107, so it does it slowly, so like 57 to 107. It's about the time range.
Okay, sorry chat, you're going to red mode. And I'm going to be way down here. Let me also mute, because that'd probably be smart. And let me again go back down. Okay, wow, look at the screen. It's like, no, nothing is here. You know, Closes in on the eye. And yeah. Okay. It's doing exactly the thing. Yeah. Okay. There we go. There you go. Good. And we get Hagoromo and Hamura sealing her.
I assume it did that to the Ten
That's
Tails.
to Naruto and Sasuke. And what does it do? And just keep going from there. Okay. Yeah. Again,
Okay,
the
this
funny
is really
thing,
goofy.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So, since Kaguya's merged the Divine Tree to make the Ten Tails, if you were to assume that each gets to play a little bit of a role in what the Ten Tails does and behaves, because Kaguya remembers Hagoromo and Hamura sealing her in that moment, do you think Kaguya controls the Ten Tails' eye? So, like, if it looks around, is that Kaguya looking around?
I was thinking that too, yeah, because it's literally looking from like a first-person perspective at Hagoromo and Hamura, so it has to be looking out of that Rinne Sharingan from the Ten Tails. So I think
Yes, like
so.
Kaguya's in control of the eye.
Yeah. So, okay. In that case, this is weird because Hagoromo and Hamura fight the Ten Tails for months. Was the Ten Tails just fast? Like, how did they not touch the Ten Tails, this ginormous beast, for months? Or did they just not know what to do? But then how did they
Yeah,
figure
I
it
think it's the
out?
latter. I think they were just fighting it, and it just eventually came up with the sealing jutsu. Well, actually, it was really the Jinchuriki seal first, is what they came up with, but
I don't really understand how you could fight the Ten Tails for months without it just destroying the planet. Like, Madara and Hashirama do one
I
fight and
know.
they're changing the map. Fighting the Ten Tails for months.
And then the other aspect is just like
Mine is the Rinne Sharingan thing, just in general. So we were talking about how Kaguya was like sealed and how she like diverted or reverted or evolved the Ten Tails, etc. She fused with it. Obviously, seemingly from what we looked up, and this is why I wanted to look it up, we see in Naruto in the Sasuke fight that they're sealing the Rinne Sharingan, along with obviously Chibaku Tensei, but the Rinne Sharingan's being sealed. When Nagato summons the Ghetto Mazo, the Rinne Sharingan obviously is still sealed because that's the body of the Ten Tails, which is Kaguya. And when they feed it Tailed Beast Chakra, it revives the Ten Tails, but not Kaguya, but the Rinne Sharingan. And for some reason, Kaguya can't unmerge from the Ten Tails. Why for all of that? The first place to start is, why would the Rinne Sharingan be unsealed? Or is that a new, different Rinne Sharingan?
So
this is 6-pack Chibaku
on...
Tensei. That's like the strongest sealing in the whole jutsu, or the whole series.
There's a lot of things to consider. So the first is, well, why is the Rinne Sharingan being sealed in the first place? Is it A, just the jutsu specifically is sealing the Rinne Sharingan, or is it B, the jutsu seals all chakra, and that's why the Rinne Sharingan
Well, it
gets
can't
sealed
seal all chakra because Kaguya,
chakra.
as described in the novels, at least if you don't take that, Kaguya still has chakra and it's being drained out from the Chibaku Tensei. He eventually dies from losing all chakra.
It dies from the chakra being drained. Huh?
You were cutting out there?
What?
Yeah, it's described in the
novels
that Kaguya eventually dies from her chakra hitting 0.
I think it just means once the seal's complete, when they say eventually.
They describe it inside the Chibaku Tensei. It seems like it's like later on at some unspecified point, like afterwards. Like it's a thing that takes time rather than instant.
That doesn't make any sense, though.
I mean, okay, so at what point do you think she instantaneously died? Because she's still having thought after her seal. Like, as the rocks are coming around her.
Well, once the rocks finish.
Why would it wait till it's finished? Because the point is that the rocks are going there because she is the seal.
Well, they're sealing around her. The rocks are the seal.
Well, no, the rocks are like gravitizing towards her. She basically is the black sphere.
Yeah, she's the sphere, but she's not the seal.
Oh, I disagree because
Maybe the,
otherwise. So, do you think there's two seals? Because then what's sealing her Rinne Sharingan, if not the Chibaku Tensei?
the six pack. Yeah, the Chibaku Tensei is the seal, not Kaguya. Kaguya is not the seal. He's the one being a seal, is what I'm saying. I'm saying the obvious.
Yes, Kagi is being sealed, and she is sealed, and then the rocks form around her.
No. So what I think is happening is she's being sealed, and maybe her chakra gets drained like as the rocks come toward her and stuff, and just once the seal's complete. So once it's moon size, all her chakra's drained, and she's dead.
I don't think the novels say that. We'll have to check. But either way, so do you think Kaguya could use jutsu before the moon size rocks finish? Because she's not sealed yet.
Maybe she could use something. She can't use her Rinne Sharingan because that got sealed first.
Okay,
Probably
okay,
intentionally.
that's where you're having a thing. You think that's sealed first? I think that's interesting. Okay. Well, okay, that's fine. We can move on from that then, because I think we agree.
It's kind of tricky because it's never really explained properly.
Yeah, it is weird.
It's just it's the unfortunate truth is he was rushed at this point in the story. It's just not the same
Yeah,
in-depth explanation type of thing like
exactly.
it was the rest of the series.
So do you think there's any logical reason why the Rinne Sharingan becomes unsealed then, based on that? Or is it a
Because
new
all of it
Rinne
gets
Sharingan?
unsealed, I guess.
But like, there's no like unsealing jutsu. They just summoned it down, then gave it chakra.
I guess if you say the Rinne Sharingan's sealed because the chakra is being taken away, and that's why it's getting sealed.
Okay, so like hypothetically, if you gave Datara chakra when he's having like his thing sealed when he's like sealed as an Edo Tensei, do you think he could break out if you gave him chakra? Not like clay, but well, I don't know.
That one's different. I don't think it's analogous because just the way the sealing works is different
Okay, what about like
for
one
the
of
Edo Tensei
Sai's
release.
ink tigers that bite seal? If you give the Edo Tensei chakra there, or just any seal? Do you
But it's
think
the
this
same
applies to any
problem.
seal?
Well, maybe it could overpower it in the case of the tiger bite, but the tiger bite itself isn't ripping out your chakra or whatever. It's not doing that
Well, no. It's yeah,
in the
exactly.
first place.
When you're sealed, it's not that your chakra is being ripped out. Because I agree, I think Kagi still had chakra
It
until
is
later
the
on.
six patch Shibaku Tensei though.
Over time, yes.
I think the overtime is just while the seal's happening. Personally, I don't think it happens after the seal because what's draining the chakra at that point? Where's it going?
It's just seeping into the rocks.
I mean, either way, we don't know. But because the
Yeah.
way I interpret it is it gets ripped out, hence the Biju coming out of Kaguya. They're ripped out of the Ten Tails because
Well,
of the seal.
I mean, Sasuke sealed the tailed beast inside the Chibaku Tensei for the final fight. They obviously still had a ton of chakra.
That wasn't six path Shibaku Tensei. Wasn't the same jutsu.
Yeah, but it's practically the same.
It's not though because only the six path Shibaku Tensei does the drain chakra thing.
Okay. So, do you think they're sealed, the tailed beast?
Yeah.
Interesting. But okay, so then you think that
But they
seals
wouldn't die
yeah.
from that.
So seals don't drain chakra in general, but six-path Chibaku Tensei seal does.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. No, I'm sure there's other seals that do drain chakra, but like, yeah.
Sure. Okay. And okay. So this goes back to this question. Do you think it's a new Rene Sharingan or the old one that's unsealed?
I think it's the old one just remanifested.
Well, keep in mind, it was sealed with the six-path Chibaku Tensei.
Yeah, but the chakra. So it doesn't really make sense regardless, but the chakra that was drained is the nine-tailed beast. So none of them have any dojutsu, which is why it's weird. But like, hypothetically, in a way that would make more sense, if Karama had like the Rinnegan and the Eight Tails had the Sharingan or something, so when you get those two, it recombines into the Rene Sharingan. That would make more sense, but it's not how it is.
Okay, so
I guess the one way you could interpret it is the ghetto statue has 9 eyes. Each of those 9 eyes then merge together to become the Rene Sharingan in some weird way. Look at it that way, I guess.
so the way I'm looking at it is that normal seals like inhibit your movement and like all the other seals stuff, and that Shibaku Tensei seals away your chakra. You're not looking at it as an and, you're looking at it as like an or, to where it only seals away your chakra, but that it doesn't like actually seal anything else. It just drains you of your chakra. Similar to what Toneri did in Naruto the Last. He just drained his chakra down to near zero. He didn't seal him.
The Senkachi Baku Tensei drains seals your movements too, obviously.
From the
In
rocks.
addition, drains your chakra.
Do you think it's from the rocks, like physically compressing, or do you think her movements themselves are at least slightly inhibited?
Well, because her chakra sealed, her movements themselves should be inhibited by that at the very least too.
Okay, but that's perfect. Because then, okay, six-path Shibaku Tensei does inhibit your movements. Hagoromo and Hamura sealed the Tin Tails. The Tin Tails came back. Even if you give it chakra, its movement should still be sealed, inhibited.
Well, I think its movements were inhibited by the chakra being ripped out.
I don't know. Whatever. Did I have